Like them high decision to have a collision with my purpose. It is my assignment to be in alignment with my purpose. I'm locked in, going all out, no fear, no doubt. My God, my choice, your will, I'm all yours. Locked in, going all out, no fear, no doubt. My God, my choice, your will, your will, your will. Like them high decision to have a collision with my purpose. It is my assignment to be in alignment with my purpose. Have a collision with purpose, 'cause you know that you're worth it, and your dream is worth capturing. If I'm not living on purpose, then none of it is worth it. My assignment is uplifting souls for the King, souls for the King, souls for the King.
Greetings, friends of the A Collision with Purpose movement. Welcome to Bridging Generations, Voices of Men in a Changing World. I am Dr. Laxley Stephenson, and tonight I have with me as my special guest, Mr. Garfield McCook and our Miss Donna Thompson. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Greetings, Doc.
Wow. Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition. The man himself is here with us tonight. Gary G.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Man, it's awesome. Awesome to have you. Want to see more of you on this platform, right? Much more. Donna, what's going on with you?
Oh, nothing much. I'm just happy to be here with you, gentlemen, on this wonderful Thursday evening.
Just happy to have you here, period.
Thank you.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So, Juan is not here with us tonight. Regular co-host is not here tonight. He's attending to some personal situations, right? He's dealing with that. He'll be back next week. Augusta is not here, of course. He's dealing with some work situations, and Xavier is not on. But we're here, and we're going to make it happen. We have, like I said, the president himself, and you, my co-host and partner in this business, A Collision with Purpose. What else can we ask for? What else can we ask for?
We got it all.
Got it all. We got it all. So, Donna, what's cooking? What's happening?
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's happening in the world of A Collision with Purpose, or what's happening in all of our worlds?
Well, let's start with our world.
Oh goodness. Let's start with our world. It's a Thursday evening and one day closer to Friday, the weekend.
Oh, man.
That I am looking forward to, but as usual, our world is very busy with ideas and planning and just a lot of exciting things happening.
Mm-hmm. Exciting things happening.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff happening. Well, we're going to get back to some of those things. So, Gary, what's up with you, man? What's going on in your world?
Well, just trying to brainstorm with GIFs, trying to make some calls. One of the things we set out to do is not to make GIFs an Atlanta only based competition, but to visit other states. So as we approach 2025, we're kind of looking at, I'd say Florida. That was the goal. We would try and do Florida. and then from there we would move on to possible New York and Canada next. So we started investigating the possibilities for Florida. Florida has a bigger, a much larger concentration of Jamaicans there, and you find that cities like Fort Lauderdale, Miramar, and Coral Springs, they have a lot of events. So, we're planning and projection. We have to make sure that there are no conflicts of interest for the days that we have slated for our competition next year. So a lot's going on behind the scenes with regards to that, and just trying to, because we have to make the decision as soon. So if anything, we can make payments. One thing we found out is that we were looking at the calendar, and we're saying the entire July is not available in Florida. But then, on further digging and making some calls, we realized that the entity that we're going through to make the booking follows the school calendar. So in July, there is nothing. So it wasn't that it's not available. It was just that the calendar shuts down at the end of June. And so we had to reach out to them to open the calendar for July, so at least we can make a booking and get costs and all that stuff. So a lot of work behind the scenes, but we continue. Just continues.
I like what I'm hearing, because the diaspora is a big, big, big place. It's not Atlanta.
No,
it's not Atlanta. So I like that you're thinking, thinking forward, move it around, bring it to the population, bring it to the people. It's so difficult, right? For if you're living in New York or in Florida or somewhere else to come to the event here. So I think it's the right move, something to really pursue, and let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. Let's build it out.
Yeah.
And it is very likely that you'll be doing more than one event at this rate.
That's a possibility also, But, so we'll see. But it's exciting to think of a new venture or a new venue, not venture, a new venue, and just to see what sort of reaction you get there or what sort of participation you get from there. Again, we didn't want the stigma to be an Atlanta thing, and we always have to fly into Atlanta. So,
and not just Atlanta thing. I know it's a Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition, but it's also a big time thing for people in general.
Yeah,
people who love music.
That's correct.
And I think we need to get that message out there that we're celebrating Jamaica International Independence and all that good stuff, but this is about people, music, and that's what it's about. So we welcome all. Come on board, check out the net. What's the date? I know you already have a date.
July. It's going to be July 26th. July 26th. Interestingly, I had to send out some letters, and for these letters going out, I had to put the July 26th and still maintain Shiloh as the venue, which we can always change as we go along. It will affect the content of the letter, who it's going to and for the purpose. So we had to put something in there. So we had to have a current letter showing the 2025 dates.
So is the idea for Florida the venue would still be in a school setting, or? Yes,
still in a school setting. Again, it's interesting that the schools that are being recommended are schools that I always use Oliver Samuels because he goes in a school environment. So we're looking for that continuity or similarity to here. And we find that the schools are more receptive or more economical to do events like this than going to some other entity. So yes, the setting would remain the same. We just have to work on all the logistics. Most likely we'll try and use, anywhere we go, we're going to try and use as much local entities as possible. So they can get exposure, they can get involvement. That's their buy-in. That's their opportunity to buy in and make it as local as possible. So from a marketing standpoint also, if you're a local band or something there, you can spread the word because you're going to be selling yourself to say, hey, come and see me perform here or whatever I'm going to do with you. So That's the concept.
And I think another thing we need to get, we need to start engage sponsors. We need to get more sponsors on board. And again, you don't have to be a Jamaican entity or individual to sponsor this event. This event is about culture, it's about life, and it's a give back event.
It's a give back.
Proceeds from the event. Talk to us about that.
Well, so the proceeds from the event, we have identified the TVJ Altogether Sing competition in Jamaica, and we said that whoever is the winner of that competition, which is actually a school choir, high school choir, we would make a donation. And our intention is to assist students who are in that choir, maybe individuals who one day can actually be performing in Jamaica in their competition or here. And we have traveled to Jamaica, to Manchester High, and to Old Harbour High in the past to make those donations, and they were well received. We always do it during their morning devotion, which again helps us to impart to these kids, these young minds, that hey, we're here on the other side of town. Our motto is loving you from afar, and we're here loving you from afar and giving back to you to sort of help you get on the road to what you love. We have also done charitable work here, or give back to the homeless. And there are other things that we can't spread our wings too far, or so we're trying to narrow who we're giving back to right now. But it's giving back. It's giving back. It's giving back through music. That again, Dr. Lax, as you mentioned, sponsorship. We're trying to move away from the traditional sponsors that people reach out to, because we find that they're exhausting. Most of them are exhausted. So we're trying to move out of the box and maybe identify a singer here locally in Georgia or in another place where that little donation is like a chump change to them, or find those people who love Jamaica maybe more than I do, which you have people like that who are not Jamaicans, and they just love the music and just love the spreading of the love. So those are the areas that we're kind of trying to brainstorm and think out of the box.
Wow. We just want to welcome anyone who's watching us tonight, wherever you are. Hi, Angie. I see you gave us a big love up there. Appreciate you, Angie, always. Thanks for joining us tonight. And anyone out there watching, as you see on the screen, please like and share. Share. We believe that sharing is caring, right? So, Donna, Mr. McCook, Gary G just talked about loving you from afar. And that's a big thing. And I know that you're doing some work way in Kenya, and talk about loving you from afar. How much further can you get? So talk to us about that. Share a little bit about the work that you're doing in Kenya.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, right. So a collision with purpose, of course, is extending. It's funny that, Gary, you talk about changing venues or expanding on your venue, right? For GIFs, and you're looking into Florida. It's interesting that you say that, because we're going to Kenya. We're taking a collision with purpose to Kenya, June of 2025. And, with that, we're also helping to, a young lady who is actually fighting cancer. We're helping to start her foundation, pretty much, to help with the fight of cancer in actually that country, and hopefully, throughout the entire continent of Africa. But we're starting with our foundation and footwork in actual Kenya. So so helping to build out that foundation, and hopefully, we'll be able to just kind of expand and sharing the love from afar, right? But in a different sense of taking care of, people who are just, they really need the help with medical, pain insurance, just everything that you can possibly think of. So it seemed like it's funny we haven't had this conversation before until now, but it seemed like our minds are like in sync, right? When you talk about expansion and spreading your wings to reach more people and impact more people. So I love it. I love it, and I'm happy that you're going to Florida to expand GIFs, and we're going to Kenya to expand the Collision with Purpose.
I like that you say we, because I know that Mr. McCook will be coming to Kenya with us in this type of work. And wouldn't that be great to have some GIFs type activities in Kenya?
Hey, yep.
Wouldn't that be great?
Us being there, then if all three of us are going to be there, then we have to tune up the vocals and everything, because we have to represent. So we got time.
Absolutely. So the Elizabeth Kisiangani Cancer Foundation, it's registered. We have some high-level people involved. We're looking at involvement from different counties at the governorship level, and nationally, we're looking at maybe a few national ministers. So it's quite an opportunity, and cancer is one of the number one killer in Kenya, and I imagine in other countries across Africa. So this is a big deal, and we're really happy to say that idea came through myself and Donna and Elizabeth, and it was, pretty much our idea to get this going. And it's becoming a reality real fast. In fact, it's happening. The organization is registered, and Donna, she's one of the directors. I'm one of the director members as well. And yeah, big stuff. Very excited about it. In fact, I believe that of all the things that a Collision with Purpose will be doing in Kenya, that's going to be the standout thing, because life saving. And not just that, but the quality of life for a person suffering from cancer, the comfort that you can help through the support and resources that we will garner. Mm-hmm. What it will bring to these individuals. It's what can I say? Big stuff. But we also have some things happening here in Atlanta. Not everything is moving out of Atlanta, Gary.
Right.
We have some work to do here. February 22nd, 2025. Donna, talk to us about that. And Gary, jump in, please.
Yes. So, yes. February 22nd, 2025. We're doing it again. The colloquium taking place at Shiloh High School. And for those who missed it last year, you certainly do not want to miss it this year, because it's just, if anyone on here knows Dr. Stephenson or myself, you'll know that we're always coming up with these ideas, right? It's like it just continuously grows. So if you missed it last year, this year is going to be even more phenomenal. So you definitely don't want to miss it. And, we're going to have individuals from our community that we're going to honor, people who are just doing the work. They're in the work like what we're doing, like what GIFs is doing, what a Collision with Purpose is doing. We're giving back to our community, but at a colloquium, we're going to be honoring individuals who are doing the work in their community, and you just don't hear about them, right? We want to make sure that we honor them and kind of like give them their flowers while they're here. We're going to have the book launch for Daily Insights, so you don't want to miss that, because that book is awesome. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And of course, we'll have the book signing. Dr. Stephenson will be doing that. We'll have entertainment. We're going to have apparel. We're going to have vendors. It's just going to be an evening packed with networking and positivity, people pouring into you. So you definitely, I would say anyone, if you weren't there last year, get your tickets now and make sure that you have a seat in the room. And Gary, you were there, so you can talk.
Yes, I was there last year. Great afternoon. I think, Donna, kudos again to you to that stage preparation. We all enjoyed it, and it was a surprise to Dr. Lax and everybody there. But it was a well received first year or first program. everyone there who participated. The rave reviews. It was a good networking event. Eloquent speakers. I remember that young lady, Dr. Lax, who is a doctor, a young physician. I think she's in training. She lives over in Lithonia there. I think it's Mr. Reed's daughter. What's her name again, Dr. Lax? You know what I'm talking?
Daniel Reed. Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Daniel Reed. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it's we have, and she was one of the younger, I think, recipients, and gave a very good sharing of what her journey has been, and what her purpose is in life. Her purpose, I think she started out as a nurse, and now she's studying to become a doctor. And we have always spoke about purpose and the collision with the purpose. And I've said in the past that I think that purpose changes as you go along. It can be social, economic status that changes you, or something that impacts your life, that moves you from one purpose, or you have parallel purposes happening at the same time, because something has come along while you're on you think you've collided with that purpose, but the other purposes will come on. So, I mean, great event. As Donna said, Dr. Lax and the team will be honoring local folks who are in the same realm of what we are doing, giving back, and trying to just have a good life with those around us and putting a smile on folks' face. So if you're listening out there, yes, you can't miss it. If you missed it last year, you can't miss it two times in a row. So we look forward to hearing from you, and I'm sure Don and Dr. Lax will tell you how you can find where the tickets are being sold or where we're going to be. So they'll elaborate on that a little later.
Yes, we will. Another standout from the event, we had a Gen Z. That was a collaborator in the book, and she's now starting her first year in law school.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that, right? Talk about purpose. The son of purpose, sir. And that was her dream. That's her story in the book, that she will be that person that will send that man up the river, down the river to prison, right? For what he did, the harm that he created in her family's life. Mm-hmm. And now here it is. That didn't happen, of course, but now she's in law school.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Her dream to become a lawyer was when she was 5 years old. And now the manifestation of that dream, it's amazing, right? So she's now attending law school, and so many good things came out of that event. So many good things, and none more than the growth and the development of a collision with purpose. We have now registered the Collision with Purpose Foundation. We have registered that as a separate entity that will be supporting all of our scholarship drives, all of those type of work that we will do, our nonprofit piece. So we have that. We're looking at the Learning Academy. We just need to do some work and get that up and running. We have the coursework built out. We have our workshop. So there's so much going on, so much. Someone came to me and said, "Why are you doing all these things?" And I'm wondering, what is the opportunity cost if we're not doing these things? Mm-hmm. What are we missing out? What are we losing out on? So why not? The key is to make the tent as big as you can and bring in more people, right? Instead of restricting it and narrowing it and say, we only want to do this. All about creating opportunities, right?
That's
creating
great.
Opportunities. Yeah. So our thing is to make that tent so big, like big tent, right? Make the tent big and bring more people in, bring numbers in. So Donna, Gary said that we will share more. Tickets are about to go on sale. What do they call it? Early bird price?
Early bird price, $60.
Well, you call it, Gary? Early bird price?
Early bird.
Yeah. Early bird, yes. $60. We're gonna launch that, kick that off come Friday. We'll kick that off tomorrow. And I believe this thing is going to sell out real fast. The energy, the momentum, The whole thing that is happening, if you look at our social media platform, you can see the energy building. It's really growing. We're picking up 400 new people coming on board on our social media platform every week. There's momentum, there's growth. People are getting the message. People are understanding that this is not an individual thing. This is not a Donna thing. This is not a Gary thing. This is not a Laxley thing. This is a life thing. This is a movement. This is about life. This is about, helping, empowering, and seeing us all become better at whatever it is that we say we do. That's what this thing is all about. So Donna, I'm gonna turn it over to you.
Yeah. So I want to point out something that it's not just even about us honoring people at the event, right? But something came out of our first event, where even individuals who were not honored, like people who attended, we got feedback where people were saying that, man, I thought I was actually living on my purpose. I thought I was doing the work. I thought I was, doing what I'm supposed to do. And I walked away from that event questioning myself, questioning what I'm doing. And realizing that there is more that I can do. There is more that I can do in this world. There's more lives I can impact. And for me, that made me feel good, because then it made me feel that, our job was done. We did what we were supposed to do, because we had individuals come to the event, and even if they thought they were doing the right thing, going to work, whatever, taking care of their family, they realized something ignited in them, where they realized that there is more to me. There is more that I can be doing out here. And I thought that was really, really great. So, once again, I tell people, come to the event, because you don't know how this will impact your life to make you just move to a complete different level in life. If you're stuck in life, if you're wondering, what else can I be doing? Or even if you're not wondering, you're just curious. You don't know what's going to spark when you come to that event, and how your life is just going to change after you.
Yeah, as Dr. Lax had mentioned some in past, don't look at it as you're paying to go to an event. Look at it as a donation. You're contributing to a cause, to a purpose. And Dr. Lax, you can elaborate more on what they're going to get. I know there's a book involved and all that stuff. So, Dr. Lax will tell you exactly what your package is that you're going to receive.
Right. So $60 early bird price, $60. You get a book, Daily Insights Unveiled.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Your Odyssey to Find Purpose. So you're getting that book. Donna, is it a hardcover or a soft? I'm not sure. Look, you're getting that book. Now, so how much is that the cost of the ticket? That book is what, $25, $26, $27. So the ticket cost is not a lot. You're also getting entertainment. You're going to be entertained. And you'll come and hear people. Gary, you'll be speaking. Donna will be speaking. We have, all the way from Kenya, we have a dignitary coming from Kenya, as a matter of fact. He'll be present. He'll be present to speak. Elizabeth Kisiangani, she's online right now. I talked about her earlier, the lady that was winning over cancer, beating cancer. She will be here. The foundation, Elizabeth Kisiangani Cancer Foundation, which is going to do amazing work in Kenya. She will be here as well. So what can I tell you? Just the synergy, the energy, just to be present. Man, I would pay a lot more for that, to be honest with you.
You're invested. Really, you're investing in yourself. It's an investment in yourself.
It is. And Gary, you talk about donation. Yes, God will be giving away scholarships at the event. So I suspect that we gave away, I'm not sure how many we did the last time, but I believe we'll probably do about 6, 7, 8 scholarships this time. Yep, students. And students can attend our event, all of our events, at no charge, no cost. So maybe part of your $60 you're covering a student, right? Helping a student to come in, no cost. So yeah, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Yeah.
And it's also, and you know, because we're doing the event in the school, it's I think it's important for our audience to also realize is that it's us pouring back into our community and our children and uplifting our children. And when we do these things in the schools, you know, it's also empowering these children to realize that they can do great things. And if, you know, if they're on a drifting path, they can kind of come back on the right path, and they can look forward to a fulfilling future. Because when you're having these positive things coming into their school and their school environment, it's only going to help our kids. And we all know the future is our children, right? Are we responsible for the future? Yes, we are responsible for the future. So we have to invest in our children.
Absolutely.
And another thing, I remember when Dr. Lax started with the what's your purpose? Even the kids at a tender age, once they're in high school or whatever it is, you've gotten that far, and you may be aimlessly living, and to ask yourself the question, what is my purpose? It really energizes something in them for them to stop for a minute and say, hey, I'm not sure where I was going, but just that one question has them thinking about what their purpose is. And if they were off track or not knowing what it is, it helps them and it helps us also as adults to redefine what our purpose is, where we are in life. And then it really propels us in a positive way.
You know, the word for me, the difference between 2 years ago and now is intentionality. Yeah, we've always lived some type of purpose, right? But I think intentionality is the difference. With new awareness, with this work that we're doing, this work we're doing, I find that I am more focused. I'm paying attention. Now, I'm being more intentional. So whatever it is that I'm doing, I make sure there's alignment with what I am called to do. So I'm wasting less. I'm not wasting the same amount of time doing different things, other things that is not really supporting my purpose. So for me, what I have in my growth, my development, is through me becoming more engaged and becoming more intentional. And I think that is the key for a lot of us. Because we've all, dabbled with this thing called purpose, right? We've all dabbled with this thing we call purpose. But I will venture to guess that most of us were not that intentional. So if the collision with purpose movement did anything, it has created that awareness about becoming more intentional with your life, the things you do. So, you guys can jump in on that.
Yeah.
That is true.
Go ahead, Donnie.
Yeah, that is true, because most people, like you make that really great point, is it really sparked that intentionality in how people think and move forward. Because yes, a lot of times, majority of us, we get up, we go to work, we take care of families, we pay the bills, the daunting everyday things that you have to do to survive. It's almost like, you're on autopilot, so to speak, right? You're on autopilot, just going through this life, and you never really think about what you're doing, why you're doing it. So yeah, definitely the colloquium definitely sparked those things in a lot of people who attended, where they left really thinking about, what am I doing, and really being more intentional about the things that they're doing and managing their time.
And you talk about the colloquium, Donna. I've never looked at the colloquium as a book signing event. In fact, we barely had a book signing, did we?
We did.
really was the unveiling, the launch of the organization,
Mm-hmm.
of the company. And again, we will have a book signing thing, and we will build a colloquium around the book, which is Daily Insights Unveiled, right? We will build it around the book, but it's not about the book.
Mm-mm.
As powerful as that book is, and I'm here to, I feel so good about it. I'll tell you, this book is going to be a change maker. It's a change. The book is a change agent. This book is a change agent. And if you want to learn, if you want to learn something about forgiveness, this book is going to stir something in you. Positivity is everywhere in there, right? Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Hope. So just name it. Even it will touch on a little bit of spirituality. We'll talk about unmasking, taking you, becoming you, the real you, seeing you as you are, and not with something covering your face and fooling you, because you can only fool you, right? You can't fool everybody else. So this book will help you unmask, so you can see yourself as you truly are, because only then can you grow and fix and bridge the gaps, right? So that's what this book, and I will say this, any page you turn to, it's not a book where you have to read page 1, page 10, page. You just open it, and wherever you drop in there, you land. You're going to say, wow, I'm in the right place. Yep. So it's really your odyssey to find purpose, and it's yours, not mine. Because I have fun. No, interestingly, and I'll say this again, talk about, some time ago you asked me, Donna, how are you finding your purpose? And, for me, to be honest with
you, or is it finding you? Oh my goodness.
And I don't want to confuse calling and purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times we do that. But I think I'm in search. And I'm been called to do so many different things. And one thing I'm learning is I'm not resisting the call. And I used to be very good at resisting it, say, But now, because I know the kind of work we're doing is so positive, my answer is always going to be yes to the call. Because there's no wrong in it. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Gary?
Yeah.
Because there's no wrong in it. It's a positive move every step.
Every step.
So in search, yes. And the way I'm doing it is stillness, to become very quiet. To embrace quietness. And why do you embrace that? So you can listen. You can listen not just to respond, but to learn something, right? When we're talking, as we're listening, we're practicing just to have something to say to the person who's talking to us, as opposed to listening,
right?
To grow and to learn. So I'm learning how to do that better. Not just because I need to have something to say, but because I need to learn what Gary is telling me that will be beneficial to me. So I'm learning how to listen in that type of way. So that's a big piece, the stillness. And I think I said this to you before, I'm not worried about the noise on the outside. I could care less. I'm worried about the noise in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that thing on the outside, I got that. I have control. I can manage that. It's when you let that thing on the outside get into here and start becoming disruptive, you got problems, right? So we need to learn how to manage what's happening in here. Right where you see this. That's why I wear this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Collision with purpose, because this is where it happens, right here. In your head space. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, and then the daily insights that you do. It's interesting that I may miss one, but whenever I go back to it, uh, there's always some relevance. So just as you said, any page in the book you turn, is going to be something there. So I look at those daily insights as your morning vitamin. you know, it's short and spicy. A vitamin is not normally not a whole lot of stuff you're taking, just maybe a one thing in the morning. So if you look at it, folks out there, if you look at it as your morning vitamin, it will help you. It will help you start your day on a positive note.
Mm-hmm.
And as I say, if you miss one, I've missed some, because Dr. Lax, he comes with them like bam, bam, bam. I don't know how he does it, but they're there, and you can always go back and listen. And that's my inspirational vitamin. So guys, check it out and see what it does for you. I can guarantee you, it will be doing something for you on a daily basis.
Tonight we're supposed to be having a conversation with Pastor Matthew, I think it's Waykay, from Liberia. So as we're talking to him all the way from Liberia, he's building an orphanage there, and his ministry. But of course, we're having some internet challenges. He's not able to come on, and so we decided that we're going to have a casual conversation about a collision with purpose, about GIFs, which is another purposeful organization, and that's what we're talking about. As while he's still trying to log on, his resilience and persistence and wanting to come on is so notable, right? That let's hope that he make it on the show tonight at some point. But in the meantime, we doing what we got to do, right? We're having a conversation, a necessary conversation, by the way, necessary, because we don't often sit and just talk. Do we?
That's correct.
Positive
thinking, positive vibration, positive sharing. Everything is positive.
Yes, indeed. So Donna, I want to touch on this book Donna is doing, because this is another thing that's really hitting me, helping me with my purpose. This book that Donna is doing called Shadows Within, right? If I got it right. Because I'm coming to that. One of the things when you're living and you're walking in your purpose, you start to be honest with yourself. Honesty set in. When you decide that I'm walking that walk, you start to become honest. More, you start to face the truth. And sometimes the truth is not pretty. Sometimes it's not. So I've been thinking, as a matter of fact, introspection is so important, right? And I've been looking at me. I've been looking in the mirror a lot, and I said, most of my life, I've been walking not as I should be walking. I've been walking to other people's beat, their cadence. So this book that Donna is doing, even though maybe if Donna invite me, I might be able to write a chapter in there. If I can.
Yes, because it's not just for females. This is across the board. This is life.
Yeah, but definitely this thing is a wake-up call for me, to be honest with you. So I'm going to play a little bit of it, and I'm going to stop it at different points, because I want Donna to talk about some of these words that's coming out of in this song. All right.
I walked in outer shadows, deep inside a fire burned. A whisper turned to a roar. I am liberated from walking in other shadows.
See, that's the thing that got me. I was watching that. I am liberated from walking in other shadows. So Gary, what's your story with the shadows thing? You walking in other people's shadows.
There's as it played. There's this thing. Do you ever know that you're my hero? That's what came to mind. You're everything I want to be. And before I was going to ask the question: Is it her walking in somebody's shadow, or I was just going to ask where that came from, but that answers it. And I must say, I can let me use an analogy. I am I'd say the third. I have two elder brothers, and the one that immediately I follow. When I was growing up, he's a guy who went to University in Jamaica, and you kind of look up to your siblings, especially the older ones, especially when they're doing the right thing. And I can remember him going to university and he's getting his degree and everything. And back in Jamaica, them days, I would say I was a class clown, so I didn't pay too much attention in school. I just clowned around and I saw him doing his thing. So I always felt that, I was in his shadow. And then migrating here and getting that opportunity to go to college, then it gave me that inner sense that you're no longer in a shadow, but you are even keeled, if you want to say even keeled.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Jamaica, most of us, or a lot of people don't realize that the Jamaican system is, we're such a small island that the criteria to get into a UA, it has to be tight because you can't let everyone in. So those exceptional people who go on to the A-levels and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I felt I was in a shadow, and coming here with a goal that, look, I got to get that degree. I got to, so to sort of get from that shadow and I want to say feel more worthwhile if that's possible. But that's my thing. We have to watch that shadow. That shadow can block us. That shadow, we use that shadow sometimes as a shade, but you need a shade sometimes in your life, but not always. You have to sometimes move from that shade to really find out who you are, as Dr. Lax said, from within. So just picture a tree out there and the sun is shining and you need that shadow, you need that shade, but you can't stay in that shade forever. You got to get from beyond that shade.
And that's a good point, because shadow serve you well, but how long do you stay in there? So
Right.
Donna, what made you come up with this thing? Was it something that was happened in your personal life that triggered this?
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. Because when I look back at just to Gary's statement, I can I don't have siblings, right? I don't have siblings. I'm an only child, and I think that looking back at my life, a lot of things I find that whether it's friends or just family expectations and things of that nature, it has always been where I'm potentially fitting in someone else's world, right? I mean, and I'm like a wonderful chameleon. I'll fit in anywhere. I'll fit in just about anywhere, right? But I come to realize that even though, yes, I've gained a lot of experience and there were, positive things, but then just like what Gary's saying, staying in that mindset and that frame of mind and always, doing what someone says you ought to do, even down to, how I speak, like someone saying, oh, you shouldn't have said this. You should have said this. You should have said it this way. Allowing other people to dictate who I should be and what I should do. And then at some point, I came to realize that I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not getting anywhere in life because in my head, I'm so wrapped up, always thinking about fitting into this particular role of this person, of what they think I should be, ought to be doing. And then time's going, years is passing by, and I'm really not doing what I'm called to do and what I'm purposed to do. So at some point, I had to, just like what Doc said, you have to take a look in the mirror and be honest with yourself and call a spade a spade. This is what it is, and figure out, how do I move on from here and move away from that shadow so it does not continue to dictate my life and consume my life. And so I had to break free. And so because I broke free, then yes, now I'm liberated. And I can say, you know what, this is who Donna is, like it or leave it. And I'm okay with it. And so I wanted to write about that because I knew that if I felt that and I went through that, I know for a fact I'm not the only person in the world. My story is not unique to life expectations of others. And so I wanted to share that story because I know that, you know, a lot of times, hopefully the story will help someone that if they're at that junction in their life and they're stuck, they can recognize those things and it will help them to break away from that. So hopefully I answered your question.
So, you know,
Go ahead.
well, not only are you wanting to write about your story, but you're giving other people the opportunity to write about their story as well. And that's the essence of this book. It's not just you telling your story. The opportunity is here for what, 20 other individuals plus yourself?
Yes.
To join you and tell their story of walking. And for me, it's about how they get to this place of liberation, right?
Right.
Yeah. Gary, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was just looking at the cover while we talk, and I'm just going to tell you what I get from the cover. And it seems like an emergence. It seems like you emerging from that shadow and coming forward. And there are people there now recognizing who you are. That little silhouette, that woman there, the shoulder is, you know, broad. You know, you're coming forward. So that's what I get looking at that beautiful cover. It tells all that's it needs to tell for us to dig deeper and go in the book and find out the details of your life.
And as you're talking about that, right, and you see some of the shadows are so long, right, and that's why you're really walking in your shadow. It extends. So you continue to walk in it. So you're no longer moving here and you know, like you're this dancer, like you know how you're a dancer, Gary. There, this time you're walking straight, no sashaying, right? Straight walk in your shadows. So you have this racehorse mentality. You have blinders on, and you've seen where you're going. And again, it's about purpose again, right? It's about living that life. So I want to play a little bit more, and so we can check out some more of the words and let Donna tell us what this is all about, because this is her thing.
I walk in my authentic self, breaking chains within, from the shadows to the light, a new life.
I'm going to stop it there, right? Because you remember I was talking about the noise, not the external. But the internal, and this thing is telling you breaking chains within. Donna, talk to us about that.
Yeah, so exactly, breaking those chains, right? Breaking those chains within yourself, within your mind, within your spirit, within your soul. You have to break those things of all that noise of what people have said or society has said you should be doing. You have to break that, you know, and a lot of times it's what people say and tell you. We put it in our head and we internalize it and we own it. We live it like it's like a badge of honor, and it's really not, you know. So you have to, but it's all in our head. It's in our minds. So we have to come to a point where we can break free from that and know that those things are not real. Other people's expectations is not our life. That's just their thoughts. And we don't need to internalize it. So yeah, it's definitely that mental state that you have to protect your mental state. You know how they'll tell you protect your heart, but your heart, your brain, you got to protect your mental state, right? Your head.
Yep. That expectation that others have, that's noise. That's some of the noise that you need to just lock, focus on your purpose.
Beacons shining so bright. Society tries to mold you into someone you couldn't be, fighting through the darkness to find the real me.
Gary, tell us about the real Gary, because that's some deep stuff right there, man.
Well, I've from I was younger, I always did not go with the status quo. I remember my first job. I worked as in an insurance company, and I was admin, and then I saw the agents out there and liked what they were doing, and then I approached the company and said to them, is there a way I could do something in office but also in the field? Because I didn't want to give up the surety of the office, getting a set salary while agents were commission paid. And there was a department called marketing support and services, and I joined the department. So I was one of the first ones to venture from that, and then you had other folks who followed suit. So the status quo, I've never been a status quo person. I worked for a company in New York years ago when I was doing my degree. The company was paying for the degree, and I remember psychology. There's a course called psychology, and your supervisor had to sign off on the courses that you take so that you don't pay. And when I submitted my course psychology, he denied it and said this psychology has to do with more medical. So again, I had to go to HR and champion my cause and say, look, this is a part of the program. This is a part of the program. These are core courses that we have to do to get that Bachelor of Science degree. And interestingly, there were others before me who were denied and just sat there. And since after that time, everybody was being approved now. So status quo is not something I deal with or have done in my life. I've always tried to think out of the box, not because I come to where you are and things are being done a certain way. I'm going to use the Martin Luther King approach and be diplomatic about it, but I'm going to address it and see how I can benefit and make others that subsequently follow benefit also. So that's me.
Mm. So Donna, in coming with this project, what is your ultimate goal? What do you want to see happen?
My ultimate goal that I want to see happen, honestly, really is to see individuals really finding their purpose, right? And really finding themselves and living a real fulfilled, happy life. Because we only have one life. There is no do-overs. There is no do-overs, and we only have one opportunity to pass this world that we're in. And I want people to know that they live a fulfilled life and they're happy. And when they get to a place, whether you're old or whatever it is, right? If we get to that place, but you can go back and you can reflect and you can say, you know what? I lived a fulfilled life and I was happy about my life, versus sitting back when you're 70s, 80s and having regrets. And then you're like, there's no chance. I can't do anything else. I just sit here and wait for the end, So I'm hoping that this will ignite, something in individuals. If you're in that place of being stuck in your life right now, that it can really propel you and push you and encourage you to just, step outside and take a chance on yourself and live your life.
So other than you sending out invitation to people, how can someone just watching this program tonight or will watch the replay, which quite a few people will, how can they get involved? How can they be a participant or collaborator?
Okay, so someone, if you're interested, they can definitely reach out to me via email, which is, I can put it in the comments. I'll put my email in the comments, or actually visit the website, and I will have an interest form that you can actually fill out on the website as well. And then you'll fill out all your contact details information, and then I'll reach back out to you.
Okay, so reach out by email, leave it in the comment here, website, many ways to get in touch with you. Now, one thing I'll say, this is an opportunity right here. And the way opportunities work, today's opportunity is not the same opportunity tomorrow. You know, they have a thing they call the window of opportunity, that the next day that superstar close, that window close a little bit, and the next day the window closes even more, and then the door closed, the window closed, the opportunity is no longer there. Jump on this, get with it, and be a part of this powerful movement. You know, all part of the A Collision with Purpose movement. Shadows Within is just another product, another part of the movement. So I say I recommend it. Get on board. I'm going to play the song, the video all the way through. Then we'll move.
No longer bound by others' rules. Let your spirit soar. With every step you take, you are stronger than before. I am liberated from walking in other shadows. I walk in my authentic self, breaking chains within, from the shadows to the light. A new life begins, shining so bright. Society tries to mold you into someone you couldn't be, fighting through the darkness to find a real me. No longer bound by others' rules. Let your spirit soar. With every step you take, you are stronger than before. So yeah, it tries to mold you into someone you couldn't be, fighting through the darkness to find the real me. No longer bound by others' rules. Let your spirit soar. With every step you take, you are stronger than before.
Wow. We're gonna close that out. With every step you take, you're stronger than before. This, all the nuggets, everything that's just jumping on. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back and pretty much wrap up, because we've been talking for over an hour, no break. How about that? How about that? So let's add a little bit of heat to the thing now, all right? And take a quick break.
Trails written of hearts that strive through fire and flame, they find their way, becoming iron where courage holds sway. Becoming iron, with hearts forged in fire, tales of courage and conviction rising even higher, displaying strength in the fiercest fight, becoming iron, shining in the night. Faces the darkest night, the empowered man fights with all his might. The resilient man stands unwavering and strong. The inspired man knows where he belongs. Together they...
All right, we're back. So that's becoming iron. That's another movement right there, and that's a template of what men should be. Right. So we won't talk much about that tonight. That's more work coming. More work with A Collision with Purpose movement. So, guys, you know, I just had a text from Pastor from Liberia, apologizing, wanted to be on so bad. So I invited him to come on Monday. Come back Monday. Hopefully, he'll be able to work out his internet challenges, and he'll be back on Monday. So come back Monday so we can talk, because he's got a story to tell, to share, touching, compelling story. You know, he's building an orphanage over there, and he's all kinds of good stuff, building schools, and he's doing it without resources. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it, right? You know, whenever there's a will and a calling and a purpose, things can happen. Mm-hmm. Resources have a way of just popping up and showing up, right? So we're not going to be on for much longer, but Gary, just want you to share your thoughts, where you're heading, you know, personally, and where Jeffs is heading. Just want you to talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, Jeffs, we just completed the 4th year, heading to the 5th. I was talking to someone and they're saying a 4-year-old child is not a baby; they're walking. So I will take that and just trying to hopefully see GIFs in the 5th year accomplishing everything that we thought we needed to do. I mean, there's always going to be room for improvement, but I'm hopeful, again, as I mentioned, that we can have the sponsors coming on board, because that's there's a whole lot we can offer to the final 7. If one of the things we want to do with the final 7 is that everyone who makes the final 7 comes here will at least get a prize, whether it's to help them with a travel or whatever it is, because I think that's just fear. But we're at the stage now where we need that. Me, I keep saying I'm in the final third of my life, and it's all about family and friends networking, family and friends networking. There's some stuff I'm trying to do now that should rid me of certain commitments, but allow me to focus on other commitments in terms of traveling and going to Kenya with you guys next year, and not even thinking of, hey, I can stay there for a month or whatever it is. So it's just at this stage of the life where you need to do the things, because the clock is ticking and it goes around that 12 many times, but then it starts slowing down. So so that's where I am, focus, in that area.
So is the clock moving faster?
It's going to tick tock now, and then give you a joke. I was walking telling a friend I was walking to Walmart the other day, and I'm walking so briskly inside, and I'm saying, why am I at this age? Not that I'm old, walking so briskly. Why don't I walk with those other people that I see? They're conserving energy, so I kind of slow it down. So I have to slow it down, but still keep things going. But yeah, that's it. So the clock is ticking. Every time the clock ticks.
So we're moving slower, and so that's why the clock say it's moving faster.
Yes, it's just ticking. It's just ticking. So.
Yeah, but I will say that I was there with you day 1 with GIFs, and I'm there the first day of day 5 of year 5.
Yes, sir.
So the first and the last day of year 5. So we're locked in. Donna is on board. It's interesting. I don't really see GIFs and Global Humanity Network as something so separate. I see it as things we're doing at different times of the year. So emphasis, like right now, emphasis is going to be on a collision with purpose colloquium. Then it's going to shift back to GIFs, and it's going to shift to something else, right? That's why I see it all. It's just a matter of which interest you focus on at the time. So Gary, let's continue to do it. We're here, all the way in, Donna. So what's happening with Donna? What I know. Talk to us about where you see a collision with purpose going, and where is Donna headed?
Oh my gosh. So I see major things for a collision with purpose, right? So what I see in the future for collision with purpose, of course, definitely the academy is going to start. It's going to serve its purpose of educating many people, right? Students, adults, so I see that happening. I see the nonprofit portion of a collision with purpose just absolutely going out there and working alongside with Elizabeth's foundation. It's going to provide so much resource for so many cancer survivors or patients, not just in Kenya, but I see where we're going to throughout the entire continent of Africa and other countries. That's where I see a collision with purpose headed. It's going to be something much greater and larger than any of us on this screen. It's going to outlive us. So I just see it growing and really impacting and touching so many individuals' lives in so many different ways. And what I love about it, it's all about positive change. It's all about positive change and really bringing people to think about what it is that they're doing with their life and really get them on a path to where they can truly, sustain themselves, right? Sustain themselves and give them hope and help them to change the trajectory of their lives. So I'm excited about it. Like I said, every time we speak, we're always coming up with new ideas, new things. And, what I love about this is that I'm at a place where there is no boundaries to our ideas and the things that we do. It's like an idea pop up and we're like, yep, let's go with it. We don't oftentimes we don't know the logistics, so we don't know any of it. We just know that it's an idea, and because of the fact that it aligns with our vision or mission in what we're wanting to accomplish in life, it works, right? It works. So I love that, and so I see myself, spending many years with a collision with purpose, and all the great things that's going to happen, and all the places we're going to visit, and all the work that's coming ahead.
All right. So did you talk about collision with purpose? Is there any other thing you want to say about Donna?
So with Donna, I definitely want to say, hey, if you have a story in you in reference to shadows within, and you feel that you want to share that story and it resonates with the larger community, or you just want to share your story so you can impact someone's life and you would love to become an author, a published author, definitely reach out to me at dlthompson2009@gmail.com, and let's have a further conversation about that. And that book will be coming out in 2025.
So, Donna, you said a lot about the collision with purpose, and here's something I didn't even get a chance to tell you. I had a dream again. It really did. Because the collision with purpose, it's a dream that we're seeing manifested into whatever it is now, right? It was a dream. It really was. It's crazy how that worked. So, we did those interviews, those 70+ interviews.
Mm-hmm.
So there's such a thing called a collision with purpose, a conversation worth having.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's going to be another book in the making.
Mm-hmm.
I will be running those interviews. This time the topic will be a conversation worth having. That's the topic. So imagine where that is going to take us, right?
Oh my goodness.
Imagine where that's going to take us. So that popped into I woke up with that. Couldn't sleep. I have a little bit of this thing going on with me. Couldn't sleep. So it was good that I had this thing so I could focus and think, right? So it could work. When you're not sleeping, sometimes you're working. Yeah, so a conversation worth having. It's going to be the next series of interviews that I'll be doing. So if you're out there and you believe you have a conversation that is worth having, reach out to me. We'll have that conversation. And at some point, you'll find yourself not in pursuit of purpose, but in a book called A Collision with Purpose, a conversation worth having. Maybe I'll get to flow with that a little bit better the more I talk about it. I'll be able to say it fluently one of these days.
Well.
Conversation worth having. Yeah, so that's happening. That is about to go down. It is going to happen. And when I tell you it's going to happen, I'll start the interviews as soon as when. I might even do the interviews live. Wouldn't that be interesting?
That'd be very interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's about to go down. That's somewhere we're headed. And that's how ideas pop up with A Collision with Purpose. Now, of course, we know that we're going to have a few more shows that we'll be doing. One will be doing his own show. Augusta will be doing his own show on this platform. We'll be doing a show that will be kicking off around midday just strictly for the Kenya audience.
Mm-hmm.
Not even meant for people here in the United States. It's for Kenya when it's prime time over there, 7 p.m. So we'll be launching that show. What else we're going to be doing? My gosh, we're going to be doing so many things. Today with Donna is upcoming. Maybe Gary might even have his own show on this platform. You never know.
Hey, I got the name already.
Right. We just need to have a spot to bring on GIFs, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, this platform is Jeff's platform. Anytime Jeff want to be on here, you know, so it's all his anyway. So it's a given, right?
All about music. Bring that talent up. Bring that talent on.
There you go.
On.
In fact, next week.
I love it.
Next week on this platform, we have Raga Locks on.
Okay.
Next week.
That's good.
Wow.
What happened? I played a video. I posted a video of a show we did back in 1990 something. I posted a video, and Raga was there. That's when he really found his voice, and I played it, and he reached out to me. Anyway, he's going to be on next week and this time slot in Virgin Generation. So that should be an interesting show, right?
Yep. You know who Raga Locks is, right?
Eh?
Oh, I don't know, but as long as it's music, it's good.
So
yeah. You want
to elaborate on who Raga Locks is?
Well, interestingly, you know, Raga Locks. You know the new Raga Locks, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was a young man in a band that I was a member of. The name of the band is You and I on the Nazarene Influence, and Raga Locks got his start with me and my brother Darchie, right? Darchville, you know, Darchie's no longer here with us. So I posted the video in honor of Darchie. You know, so that's how Raga got his start in music, believe it or not. Was with me and Darchie. So he's Gary, you talk about Raga because he was a third place.
Well, yeah, he was a third place. Donna, he was a third place winner in our first year. Great artist, you know, here in Georgia, and he's gone on to do a whole lot since then, you know. I know he was before and then, you know, so he has taken off. And there's one interview he did, Dr. Lax, where he was so emotional. I'm not sure if you remember that interview or if he was releasing a song, but great guy, great ambassador for GIFs and for himself and, you know, for the music. So that's just a little tidbit of who Raga is.
When was that interview? When did they do the interview?
I must go back and ask him. He did an interview, man. It was very emotional. I think he was releasing a song that had, just like Donna talked about Shadow, it was something about pain. I must find out exactly what it is. I'm going to text him.
Was it a couple of weeks ago, the interview?
No, it could have been maybe early in the year or so.
Oh, okay.
I'll find out from him and then, you know, and then, but Dr. Lax, that whatever you were playing and you said you was there, can you share that? I would love to see you guys in their younger years.
Well, I played that on the show. I'm going to play it on the show.
Okay.
It's a whole show we did, and I'm telling you, that show we were just coming off a tour.
All right.
And he claimed that's when he found his voice, and he did.
Wow.
That was just amazing. And you know who else was there? Joey, our sax player.
Okay.
He played at our event.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the lead singer saxophone player. Raga was DJing, and we had Darchie and bass and guitar, and we had Neil and keyboards, amazing keyboard player. In fact, Neil is playing that song, Far, that Shella song,
Yes.
which is Neil is playing keyboard on that.
Mm.
And so it's all part of the production. Neil is playing keyboard and playing guitar. So, you know, big stuff. So that's happening. That is going to be happening. We hope to have Shella here for February event for the colloquium. We hope to have him here. He'll definitely be in Kenya with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably easier to bring him to Kenya than to bring him to America.
Right?
Is that something? Visa, right? So that's a collision with purpose. There's so much happening. We have work. We're going to be doing more work in Jamaica. So we're going to do work there as well. We're going to collaborate more with GHN. We'll continue our collaboration with Jits. and with other organizations. There's another piece. There's a Collision with Purpose ministry that will be coming out as well. So we have someone who will be heading that. One will. So there's so many things that are happening. And so I have people saying to me, why so many things? Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Because I always see them as one thing, the same thing. It's the same. It's purpose, right? It's purpose. So with me, I'm just going to continue to play my role, my part with A Collision with Purpose until I can't play it anymore. So my thing is to maximize myself in my capacity, in my position with A Collision with Purpose. So my goal is to do as much as I can, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, just to burn it out, get it done. Because why am I going to do that? Because each day, every day, every hour, I'm realizing that this is not about me. Nothing to do with me. It's about the work. So am I committed to the work? 500%. Okay, if it was about me, I wouldn't do it. It's the work. It's what you're called to do. So I'm in to do the work. And why to do the work? Because the work is important, critical. And it's not the work that will benefit me. Of course I get benefits from it, but it's the work that's going to be for the greater good. That's what the Collision with Purpose about. It's not about Donna, it's not about Gary, it's not about Kiana, it's not about Tremaine, it's not about us. It's not about us. Anything with purpose can't be about us, can it? It's too big, right?
Too big.
It's too big. So that's where I'm heading. Well, I just give in. Let's put it like that. I'm in it. Somebody said, say it louder. I have a cold. I can't talk it loud.
Oh.
No, but it's real. It's not about us. That realization came to me a while ago that why would I commit so much time if it was about, what's the purpose? And Donna, why would you put all your energy and time in it? It was about, you'd rather be on a beach somewhere, right?
Or in the mountains.
And Gary, wouldn't you rather be somewhere? No, but it's not about us, man. It's about the need is so great. When you go around and we talk to people, and you hear what they talk about. You hear how lost people are, and they're lost. Just one little thing you say to them, just lift them up. You may say all these words, and all they hear is one thing that you say. And that's the one thing they've been waiting to hear almost all their life.
Yep.
So if that is the case, if you, whether it's intentional or unintentional, if you are able to do that, why wouldn't you do more of it? Yeah, so that's it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do more of it. More of it. More of it. And bring in more people who can do more of it better than we can. One thing about A Collision with Purpose, we don't own this thing. And we don't own purpose. Purpose owns us. So we will continue to bring new, younger people on board. Right? And prepare them, get them in position where they can take this thing away from us. Take it to different levels. Yeah, different heights. Right, Donna?
Oh yeah, because we're not gonna be here forever. So we are not going to.
But the good thing about it, we'll be here forever. But we'll be here forever because of the work.
Because of the work, yes, because of the work.
We'll be here forever
because of the work.
The work will carry, and that's what it's all about.
But physically, no. But yes,
GIFs. Who can erase? Who can erase GIFs?
Here to stay.
Yeah.
And Gary,
Yep.
you can't erase GIFs.
No.
GIFs 4 years, no one can erase it. Right?
That's correct.
Yeah, the same thing with a collision with purpose. Yeah, can't erase it, Donna. So Donna, you do what you got to do. Take us home.
All righty. So
I think.
I just want to tell everyone that thank you for joining us this Thursday evening. We do not take your time for granted. We are humbled that you spent your Thursday evening with us. Hope that something we said this evening sparked a fire in you and you found our conversation beneficial, and we hope that you will have a wonderful rest of the week. And Mr. Cook, thank you for joining us this evening as well. And everyone be safe. Be safe out there and go out there and be intentional and live your life on purpose.
Thank you, guys.
That's it.
I'm a boy kid, I'm a boy kid. I'm a boy kid, I'm a boy kid. I wake up in the morning and I praise the Lord. I thank Him for His protection, and I walk in His steps, declaring that today's provision is set up for me. I love God and I love my friends. I'm a boy kid. I'm a boy kid. I'm a boy kid. I put on my armor and I read His word. Blessing come out.